Let's go ahead and talk about offense. You guys stifle yourself daily, periodically, depending on the details, your worth in comparison to the detailed relationship around you. For example, if you are, let's say, in somewhere of, let's say, an environment, you're supposed to be quiet, and you're not. You're rude. You're speaking up, someone's talking. It's supposed to be business or something like that. Or maybe it's like at a church, or you're in a situation where you can't be offensive. And remember children. Watch them. I remember children when they're being themselves, and the mothers and the fathers always explaining to them why they can't do things because it hurts other people's feelings, and causality begins because you're being bothered, and then you look at yourself as bothersome. And these are instilled at a very young age and reinforced daily until now. They are not reinforced in the now, they're reinforced in time by you. Your power as a creator now realized that the things of your earthly mannerisms are those of covets. And those covets give an equation. That equation gives you a reality, a feeling. And you want to learn and know how to change. Roxy got a message on Facebook. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm doing the right things and blah, 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 blah. You know, just a plethora of diarrhea. And all they were trying to do is to fix themselves. So Roxy rocked her world and said, you're fucking around with nothing here. And Roxy started to feel the fucking around with nothing. She started to intimately explore the idea because what she felt is a urge inside of her, a little bit of a vibration of normal, the normal of limitation, what is predictable. Instead of ripping them apart, be a little nicer. Why would Roxy be nice? Nice is an image. It's as equal as horrible. Just because everyone feels better doesn't mean it's better. Just because you're being more polite doesn't mean it's not as equally harmful, if you want to get nasty about it, as fucking being a dick. Being a purposely asshole to instigate fights or situations and lie to people. And just things. They're all equal, guys. You see that? See, Roxy felt, why is she naturally this badass crazy idea? Naturally. On the edge. Well, because we all are. She's just being it. And I must say that you all are that too. Otherwise, you couldn't be here. If you really look at your life, as Jennifer discovered a conversation with Roxy for about an hour today on the phone, she discovered that she's been doing the fucking edge all her life. Choosing to be homeless, choosing to walk away from jobs, choosing to walk away from 3 fucking proposals, choosing to walk away from everything. See, in the moment she debated all of these things because she saw the lifetime of conformity. She saw the children, the house, the good living, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't she choose it? Well, because she had something in her. Her, as you all do. Just because you choose the mediocrity doesn't mean you're wrong. Oh, no, 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 no. So remember, we're making sure you know that everything is an equal choice of experience. It's your fucking world. You guys have been busy worrying about the world instead of being your world. Well, all of you have mastered yourself and mastered yourself in the ideas of going ahead and being a little bit more edged. Janet made it possible to move out of the house and move with mom. Opportunity shows up and she moves away from everything. She's not running, she's being. Others can call her running. Obligation, responsibilities, pulling at her heartstrings. What's wrong with you? Oh, please get better. Things like that. And these are all the dramas of humanity. And that's what keeps you debatable to yourself. You're what? You're authentic, ready to come out, potential, and you debate against it. You're wondering if you're allowed to. See, everybody that chooses anything has to be law, their best self. But the debate inside always has a potential, okay? That is not to choose. That's the choice. That's the choice. That was like Roxy with the miniskirt idea. Becoming Roxanne, leaving Roy behind. Huh? That idea, that authentic choice was not to choose. See, to choose, as you guys have learned, is the debate on what's best for everybody involved, including yourself, for potential of a better lifetime, which means you're only looking at the good side of life. Not validating polarity as in and of itself the whole picture, but only validating where you want to be most of the time. Good. And then, of course, the deserving, you can't have too good. You got to get back to some shittiness so you can feel alive. Again, all you're doing is finding how you can feel alive. See, you're empty as a God forgotten. That's your game in play. Just to review, you focus on a human perspective. Okay, let's look at it like that. You focus on a time-based experience of humanity. Okay, and in that room, you become the entire room. You understand positive, negative, good, bad, polarity, all in couch, memories created in a moment. You have the whole fucking moment, all perfect in place for ready you to experience. And you do. The God doesn't know, though, it's God. It only knows its purpose, its meaning, more than, better than, always have to be that thing instead of the empty. And you're now exploring empty by being everything. See, emptiness is the potential of everything. Nothingness is the potential of all that is, right? Okay. Because the now is still, it's nothing, and you create it as you choose, right? But nothing as an blank, you know it has signatures of vibration. Let's not get into the details about that. Let's not be logical about that, okay? So I want you to understand the idea about this potential of nothingness, okay? It feels repetitive in good, and that's why you go after it. And if you offend, you will stave off your authentic. The authentic is a chance, I'll give you that because it is, to expand. You don't miss chances because it's there again. It never goes away. You always have the open potential of your next possibility of yourself. But if you debate and choose not to offend or to confide, in conformity, those kind of ideas, then you keep your focus in the vibrational validation of I am empty, filled only with objects. The purpose-filled life of mediocrity of I have a problem, I need a solution, I don't have enough money, I need more money, I'm not dressing right, I got to get this, or my image is wrong, I got to get it fixed, or that whole thing. And none of it means anything. It's what you're feeling and relating to as a truth every moment. That's it. And that's harmful to humanity. They hate that you're here for no reason, because the existence, reliability is purpose, is meaning, is the idea of, oh, I'm in hell so I can get to heaven. Praise Jesus. I got to have purpose. I got to have a meaning. I got to have better than, because this planet is just a fucking goddamn mess. A fucking mess. And I'm in the middle of it, and I got to do my part to get into those pearly gates, or whatever the fuck belief is. I don't give a shit. But see, all of that's the playground. And now you have an awareness that the playground is choosable. Okay? But you got to know something about the playground. You got to know the idea about you. So you have dependencies within you. You have, as a birthing notion, purpose, emptiness. Emptiness is filled, covered up, solved, drug-induced by purpose, meaning, projection, outcome, attaboys. People create problems because they want solutions, because they have nothing in their life to fuck up right now. So they find something that's fucked up about them or about the situation or about they'll find anything to give themselves a moment of panic so they can feel that avenging self come to the rescue of itself, its angels, its prayers answered, its husbands, its wives, its hard work, whatever. It is all this beautiful chaotic mess. Okay, wonderful. But now through this idea, you're understanding vibration creates realities, right? And you are encouched in a vibrational world called limitation, and your relationship changes the frequency, which of course changes the idea of what you call the holodeck, right? It's simple. And you now have to get to emptiness, okay? Get to nothingness by doing one thing, exploring everything. That means you're going to offend people, my friends. You're going to have to offend people, not on purpose, but that is going to be a resolve that you're going to notice. Because if you offend, you're being authentic. Now, how is that possible? Because polarized says you must be good. Creation says be authentic. And if polarization points of view are only looking for good, your authentic at some point is not going to be good. Even if it's beyond good, they're going to look at you as nuts. See, there's no actions that these classes take. We don't go out and protest. We don't preach. We don't get flyers. We don't have community get-togethers to change humanity, become something of a new way, a new religion, blah, 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 blah. See, we're not doing that here, right? You're understanding that your relationship to reality. So all you're doing is being authentic, and you're authentic, and Roxy's authentic, and the whole class is authentic. People look at as fucking crazy, although they're not doing anything harmful to the world. They look like they're freeing everyone in here, smiling a little bit more, having a better fucking life, even though they have some dramas. They can admit to themselves, fuck, I feel good without having things that make me feel good. And my good is beyond good. Fuck me running. See, you have that, right? Perfect. But they look at this as an atrocity because it doesn't fit their polarized good. So therefore, the only solution for them is you're wrong. See, that's how you're going to offend people, because they're looking for you to be within a scope range of performance, production. They're looking for you to be puppeted within a range of what they accept you as. And we don't give a fuck about humanities. We're talking specifically about your emotional connections to ones that matter, your value systems of interactions between humans, and some other ideas, cats, dogs, things like that. So you must see that you can never offend, because what that's going to do, it's going to disappoint people, and you're going to feel literally their disappointment in you, and you want to explore that. You want to know how you feel that towards yourself, how you are judged towards yourself. You want to feel that these people are calling you names or saying you're dressing funny, because see, your vibration is an oddity, and it's not you're trying to be spiritual, hi-ho, I'm spiritual, fuck, no, you're not. What you're doing is being authentic. Authentic is doing what the fuck you want to do in the moment with absolutely not 1 ounce of hesitation, and it cannot ever be staved off by your authentic, unless you choose to, and then you become the vibration of what you are already limited. And you value and you validate that self, and that becomes your now. and that's it, and it's gone. Puff the magic dragon. Gone, 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 gone. Doesn't matter. But you make it matter. You make mistakes matter. You make offending matter. You make your past matter. You make your future matter. These are the things of the holodeck itself. You're plugged into and you have no choice. But now you do have a choice. And you have a choice to explore and offend and piss people off and make people happy for no fucking reason. Roxy thought and debated today. She's sitting there at Mashniko. Stand by. Roxy was at an idea today at lunch. She went to Chick-fil-A over at the mall. And there was this guy, and he was in a wheelchair, and he's eating on his table, and he made the table a fucking mess. He just absolutely left the ketchup. It spilled on the floor. He spilled another part of it on the table, and he just strolls away, right? And Roxy was like, it wasn't the act of that. It was that no one cleaned it up. And that fell upon her duty, okay? So watch the debate here that's going on, all right? Because if she goes and cleans it, she makes herself an image, is what she thought. She doesn't want to be imaged. It took her a long time, and even today's, she is still performing a little bit to make sure she's just that acceptable, because that's been a habit, a deep ingrained fucking habit to be accepted because mom and dad taught her she's a piece of shit. She's dumb. She can't read good. She's not very good at these things. Dad was disappointed because she wasn't an athlete until high school. And then when she became an athlete, he, what? What did he do? Not good enough, of course, because he's chasing the car. We all know that. Okay, so easy. So she still has that thing of being accepted, being imaged. So what she does is she goes and asks the Chick-fil-A people for a rag, and they don't have a rag. They leave it to maintenance. And Roxy goes, I know you have a rag. Can I have a rag and just wet it for me? And they go, well, you can have these. And they were those little bullshit towelettes. You tear them open bullshit towelette like you have when you're eating barbecue ribs, right? And Roxy goes, no. And then she goes over and just picks up the shit on the table and throws it away. And everyone's looking at her. But now she knows she's doing it authentically. It's because she can't stand a dirty fucking place around her to eat. It's not her joy. It's not wrong. It's her joy to eat in a clean motherfucking place. And table over, a mess, a catastrophe, a small bomb went off. Perfect. So she goes and cleans it up and picks up the shit. And then over at the fry place, where they make the okanda, fries is the gravy and in the cheese, the mozzarella balls, melted, gooey, yummy. And Alex walked over, and they, get to know each other. Roxy's frequent that place, and she becomes a regular. She gets those frying, comes over and asks him a question about he's changing the sauce and the old Canada going to a different gravy, and want Roxy to take it, and it'll be ready next week. Taste it and be ready next week. And she goes, do you have a rag? And he goes, yeah. So gives her the rag, and Roxy goes and cleans it up, right? Cleans up the table, cleans up the spill, and so someone can sit down and enjoy their fucking lunch instead of sitting around in a pile of trash, right? And she realized that she wanted to do that. And the hesitation was she was wondering if she was imaging herself to be that, to be the center point of attention in a crowded fucking mall where there's 50, 60 people within 20 feet of her cleaning. And she realized as she's cleaning, there were no people, because she realized it was authentic. So which validated, don't fucking hesitate on anything you want to do to know thyself. So if she goes there and she starts to clean and she comes back and she feels embarrassed or she got accomplished or she's been noticed, then she knows goddamn well she was an image. But you know what she felt? Perfect. Not good, not bad. Just seamlessly sat back down, washed her hands back over there, washed her hands, sat down, and finished her meal. She stopped halfway through her meal, sat back down, picked up a conversation with Tommy Jean, and went on about her now. And this told her something, that she's real. Real is not the production of your performance. Real is the now that you are performing. See, that's the emptiness potentially, the passion you have. And then you have to know all aspects of passion available. You don't come to a place and only eat half, right? You order a full plate and you only eat half. This is what it is to explore polarity, because the result is not what was misinterpreted like a big motherfucker about the Abrahamsters. You fucking blew this one out of the water. For 20 fucking years, you still got it wrong. Perspective. So here's what it is. Those ideas to explore all parts of you, how you feel, is the exploration. People couldn't pick it up when Abraham was talking about the point of attraction. They took it as a cause and effect. It was never a cause and effect, and that was never stated. Abraham's work still stands 1,000 years from now as one of the most epic, let's say, reasons of the evolution of humanity. Because it's fucking epic material. But the material is with the relative reality. Roxy's work hits what? 200-300 people? 400 people at the depth you guys are getting in? Abraham's work connects with millions, right? See, that's the difference. It's not a difference. It's a different focus. It's a different attraction. But when you pull that into your new world and you become the laden terms of those old ideas that you coveted as a truth, cause and effect, then you miss the entire point of exploring creation, exploring the kingdom within. To stop validating the idea of only good. Why am I only this? Why don't I have this? What's wrong with me? Blah, blah, blah. If you do that, then you know you must be loving that self more than the self of expansion. It's not that you're not loving yourself and you're authentic. Of course you are. You can't help but to be love, period. We're not talking conditioned love and your bullshit love you fucking have as humans. I love this. Oh, I don't love you anymore. Not that love, the state of being. It's what you create as a truth, your point of awareness, your focus, truth, reality, right? So what it is you're authentic. To choose the limitation is you're authentic. It's not that you are not giving yourself what you deserve. It's the potential of a different reality that is immeasurable. See, once you understand that polarity is not, until you say it is, polarity is a world that's the same. It's the equal to calling something blue or red. One man's blue is another man red. I fucking guarantee you. You'll see that in a day. The two people look at the same color, agree that's the same color. But what they're seeing are two different colors because individual realities are their own truths. The shared truth of the commonality is an agreement of the now. That's part of the harmony. You guys agree on the same thing. In polarity, you agree to disagree. That's where you got the fucking term from. You see it now? You're seeing how perfect and harmony this world is? So why are you only wondering and always working so diligently at being good? Why are you worried about offending? Why are you worried about firing someone? Why are you trying to negotiate with someone's well-being when they're not in peril? Why are you worried about anyone's outcome? Well, because you know, all of you do, you have an attachment. You have something that goes back to where we started from. I have purpose, and purpose and meaning is defined by the objects that I placed my value, my trust in to give me the respect and the earned right of feeling alive, covering up the emptiness. But we say go to emptiness. We say destroy polarity with your investigations. To know that you are empty to potential every moment. You're never empty in time. You're never no thing, but you're no image, we're talking, right? You're no image to be that of what you authentic. Roxy said, go fucking clean. Her mind told her, go clean the fucking table. And I said, you're right, I'm gonna go clean that son of a bitch. because it was dirty. It wasn't the guy. She didn't give a shit that the guy was fucking nasty or a clean freak. She didn't care. It wasn't the cause and effect. It was the moment that presented authentic. That's where you got to live. That's the edge you have to be. That's the reality that changes frequencies. And those people look at you as insane, nuts, dirty, clean, vigilant, awesome. But you don't look yourself as that. You look yourself as unlabeled, authentic, passion, alive. You don't stop and predicate yourself in accordance with another measurement to make sure you are fitting in the line. And what happened to you, you have to work on to understand it. You don't. Not anymore. You did. That was the stepping stones. That was the Abrahams. That was the older classes. Those are the things to understand reflection and time so you can see. But now, you're now. And that's it. And now has nothing except whatever you choose. And it is not a choice. That's the difference in the idea of the Ka class. In the idea of Ka as well as the Logos, teaching those symbiotic relationships between choice and to choose. Time. To choose, you must be limited because that's time. And whatever you debate in your mind is validating time. Because any debate must be predicated off of a past. There is no debate in the now. There is just whatever that is. You don't plan, you don't do this, you don't do that. And I know on planet Earth, you still claim, I got to make sure, I got to make my appointments. Yes, of course, go ahead. But you don't value them as musts. They're potentials. Many of times you guys have forgotten. Holy shit, I completely forgot that. No, you didn't. You can't forget anything. You didn't remind yourself of that. You know why? Because you didn't want to do it. Otherwise, it would have been there. It's not you needed to be there and you lacked it. Well, that's why you didn't go, because you were looking for lack. So you disappointed yourself in your memory, right? That's one scenario. How about this? I didn't want to go because it wasn't on my radar. So it means it's not my truth. There's a better way to look at it. It means that you didn't want to be there because that's why it wasn't reminded, placed in the center of your conscience. Oh yeah, I have an appointment in an hour. Perfect. Roxy did that when at the beginning. I remember watching her at the beginning when she would set her appointments. She never set them. She never put a calendar or anything like that, right? At the beginning, she was challenging herself to remember. And of course she did. And there was one time she's like, oh my God, I have a session in a half an hour. Oh my God. And she was 20 minutes away from somewhere, riding with a friend. She goes, well, we'll be home in 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20. She goes, oh yeah, all right, okay, cool. Nothing to worry about. And then she saw it. And then after she related to that, you know what she did? She started putting down her appointments. Not out of lack, it's because that's her perfect. You see the difference? She proved to herself that she can remember. So she doesn't have to be spiritual anymore. She's authentic. And the authentic was put the fucking appointment down in her book. You see it? There's no action that is polarized until each individual polarizes it within themselves. And that's what you're starting to see. That's what you're starting to understand intimately now. That this reality, that your world has been yours all the time as something to label predicated only in time, because the now doesn't label. The now doesn't call anything this or that. The now is. It is the feeling. Remember Abraham's word once again. I'll say it again. Your attraction, how you feel, that's your point of attraction, right? That's your focus, not intentional. I'm focusing on this. Why am I not getting money? Not that. Come on. Not that. It's how you feel in relationship to yourself. Yourself is your reality. It has to be. It's no one else's. It doesn't belong to anyone else. That's the idea of intimate. It's your way. No God will ever know your interpretation individually. They can live with you, be in your body, view out of your eyes, walk with you every day, but each world is going to see something different because each world is individualized as truths. Even though it's the same truths, but there's always the choice, the potential of being the authentic truth. And each individual will always differentiate themselves. You guys grow apart and grow back together in frequency all the time. All the time. But you never miss each other, and you never wonder where each other's at because you're connected and you know each other intimately. All of you. And what realized was Jennifer realized how much friends Roxy and her are, how far they go back. And now she understands even deeper how far this entire class goes back. Because you guys are in the now having the class, looking back at time at the class, creating it in a time space. You guys know each other intimately forever. It's very, very exciting when you remember. But those are details. Those are the fun stuff that people go after. We don't want to play too much in that field. So, exploration of authentic means the polarized is going to expose itself. The master cannot ask why any longer. Why is this stuff happening? Why are people acting like that? Because that's feeling. When you feel that self-react, that's the polarity going, hi, you choose me as a truth. What do you want to do with me? It's being very polite to let you know through your fucking pain that it's there. And it's also letting you know when you get such a good thing and you go, oh man, I'm not sure I want to keep that because it's got to be. And you reject goodness. Every day, people reject Roxy's friendliness. She's not doing this projection. It's not every day in the idea she's always offering things. But it's always the moment. And about 90% of the people turn her down. Why? Because they're afraid. They think there's a hook. They think they owe her something, or they think they don't deserve it. See, it works on both scales. Every polarity, you're always in the middle. But if you go to the edge of polarity, and you go to the extremes of your own self. Don't worry about what humanity labels the edge, because that's not the fucking edge. It's not the goddamn action. It's the relationship to reality we're talking. How you feel, that edge, not the edge of, oh, I'm a mass murderer. Oh, I'm a saint, or I'm a nun. I'm a preacher or a teacher. Not that shit. That's details. What we're talking about here is feeling, okay? Feeling. You got to feel the depths of creation. When you have an authentic moment and you want to speak your joy, don't react to what people are saying. Let it come. You're not there to defend your isness unless you've got absolutely no worth. And if you feel yourself defensive, taking offense, then you must know that that person that sits across you has a value system that you hold more than your own worthiness. And is there anything better than that to explore in that moment? To become humble to the self, the mastery of me can say, look at me. Right? Right? It's not about them. It's not what they're doing anymore. You can validate that, you can do that, you can look at cause and effect, but you now know, all of you, if your words are on these ideas, these words are on your ears now, then you know you are choosing when the choice has already been made. The authentic says this, and you go, no, I can't. I don't want to, but these things, these world relationships, this idea is the love that you are to choose. And the experience is not polarized. The experience is. This I promise. Because if you can have the ability to see that something that was absolutely atrocious to you is no longer a value within your radar, then you can see that reality truly is what you choose it to be. Because there's no staples, no standards anywhere in all the universes, anywhere, and all the freedoms, and all the prisons, and all the ideas of every dimensional vibration, the all-encompassing, all that is, there is not a standard. There is not, this is it. You must be this. You must be that. The 5 laws of existence are you exist. That can't change. That standard in and of itself is always working within the idea of the other 4 laws. And the laws change themselves. But what you can do is make yourself non-existence from an existence point of view. And this is where polarity gets mad at itself. Because there are no standards. All truths are true in the eye of the moment, yet you guys have been introduced to laws. And this is a sticky point for all of creation trying to figure things out to map it. How can you choose not to exist? And if I say you can't, then isn't that limited? If you are not existing, that means the one doesn't exist. And that means the all don't exist. So how can you be limited to existing? Polarity allows you to do that. And in polarity, you can not exist. You can go to nothingness and be it. And the only way you'll know it is because you exist. If you truly didn't exist, you would never know you didn't exist. Because there's no way to be aware of your existence not existing. Again, we've said it before. You got to look at everything as your choice. Change is the concept, but you can't change everything is here and now. But you can create a world that says everything is there and then. So everything is there and then, and everything is here and now. Because here and now, you're creating there and then. You know these things. So that law has to stand. But the polarized mind is mad at it because it doesn't want anything fixed. It's looking to be free, and anytime it knows itself as a prism, it says it's limited, and it has to put that staple as a truth, and it has to look around and command it because it becomes purpose. See, these are the appetites of polarity. These are things you have to work through and investigate in your own fucking conscious to know what it is to be one and all at the same time. Your fucking truth, your truth about it, to explore. And it says, if I am one and all, how can I have these things as divisionary, yet united? How can I have an opinion on my own set of eyes if I'm the same as the person across from me? So the answer is whatever the fuck you say it is. In polarity, you got to get to know yourself because you forgot everything. You literally don't know you are all that is. So you have to investigate. You can't keep coming to people and asking them because what they're giving you is their version. When do you get to choose you? What you put out and what you get back is vibration. Everyone took that as cause and effect. Uh-oh, I'm an asshole, they're an asshole, I'm an asshole. All this stuff, fucking shit. All cause and effect because you couldn't have the insight because you were too blind. Relax, no big fucking deal. But you're here now. Now you see that vibration is truth. And what you attract is the equal of that vibrational frequency in truth. And then you have an authentic choice about that truth. And if that truth is no longer your valid truth, then you don't have to choose because it's already been chosen. But if you do choose, then you know you've chosen the truth of time, which is the same vibration, which is why your world stays the same. Which is why people are the same people, reacting the same way, doing the same things over and over again. Because you're not being an edge worker that says, I'm a goddamn God. Fuck you, watch me fly. That kind of idea. But you don't command it with boisterous arrogance. I'm a God. Not that shit. The meek God that knows itself. that lets people shoot it, kill it, maim it, hurt it, cause all this pain to you. Because you got to get to know that self. You got to know what pain is. You got to know it so goddamn intimately you feel like throwing up. Because what you're going to know about it, it's not pain. Just like that old belief that made you cry and scream and, oh, the world's coming to an end. And now it's not. It's the same thing. Because you coalesced it. You understood that it's not valuable. And if you don't value that as truth, then it becomes what it is, authentic. It's still authentic, but it's through the truth of your filter. So what you put out is what you get back in the vibrational sense of things. Okay? Vibration. If you are authentic, you get a different frequency. If you are time, you get the same frequency. And since time is lack in this idea of humanity, other places time isn't lack. But in this idea, you search time to be your truth. You value what you have in the mind as the choice to choose. That's the debate. That's the idea. Hesitate. I don't know. Should I do? What about that? I don't. All of that is polarized vibration. What you put out is what you get back. The frequency band stays the same. You can't tune into a new radio station. But you all did because you're here. Remember the miniskirt with Roxy? She's a channel because she wore a miniskirt. That's the time-based idea of cause and effect. But see, if she didn't choose that miniskirt, would she be bad? Would she be missing out? See, to Roxy, it would have been life. Just like you. If you like this life, don't fucking analyze it. If you like what you feel, how you are, stop figuring it out. And you will accelerate blindingly speed to understand that change, the last law, is the only constant. Even you're changing with choosing to be the same. You still feel shitty, but it's a new way to feel shitty. It's always changing. And when we say shitty, we mean polarized. We don't mean bad and good. We mean polarized. Anything in couch in that scale that you value, this is the worst and this is the best, all of that to us is shitty. Because what keeps you in the cycle, imprisoned, busy with the ideas of distractions. Instead of diligently shining your light every moment the best you can without fucking hesitation, no matter what the details are. There is not 1 ounce of the detail reality, objects outside of you, anything that matters. And if you know that and choose your authentic, you will know that nothing matters. And freedom ensues. You okay, Tom? You all right? Okay, you need any food or something? Okay. Jennifer, you got something?
Yeah. What did you mean when you said we through polarity, something to the effect of experience non-existence?
Through polarity, you can create a reality that you are not existing.
Okay.
But you have to be existing to know you're not existing. See, look at the mind trying to figure it out. Do you understand there's no standards in creation?
Yes.
Yet you have laws.
Uh-huh.
Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. So why the question?
I guess I just didn't understand it from that perspective.
Yeah.
I do.
Good. It's real simple.
Yeah, now I get it. Okay, thanks.
Sure. Anyone else got any questions? Michael? Brent? Brent, go ahead. Michael doesn't want to speak up.
Monday's day class, they said there's birth in separation. You can't help what you love, and then they said that's a side note, but they never went back to it.
Yes, because it's a different class. We'll get to it.
Okay. Okay.
Here, let's play a little, since you have opportuned yourself in inquisition instead of lack, because you are authentically curious about this, right?
Yes.
Because it feels something of new. So make the statement again and let it sink into the ears of potential gods.
Birth in separation.
You
Can't.
were birthed in separation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so your birth is going to slow down now. You just like to read everything as a commandment. Okay, so you are birthed in separation, right? We all got that. Okay,
Yes.
keep going.
You can't help what you love.
You can't help what you love. So in separation, you must love it because that's how realities are created, right? Your truth. You agree with that?
Yes.
So don't you love everything that's here?
Yes.
Okay. Does that give you an idea?
Anything you say.
Yeah, we know you do, Michael. Hang on. You do. So, Brent, you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, when you are the authentic and okay with the authentic, then you know separation not as separated, because that's the constant of change. And you love what you are because that's built in. You can never not love what you are. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Are you feeling that?
I think I have to go back and re-listen. But
Have you ever had a false in your life?
no.
Impossible. Otherwise, you could have not experienced it. When they mean love, they don't mean your human love. When the speakers spoke that idea, which is me, but I'm a different perspective of the same collective. So when those speakers spoke, and that now, love was not love, romantic, emotional, conditioned. It was the state of being. Are you following?
Yes. Yes.
So you couldn't help love your separation. To know thyself as separate. Don't avoid it, is the point.
Okay. Okay.
Be it. Avoiding it is actually being it, but from an emotional standpoint of everything that you've learned about humanity. Polarization. Being the drama queens and kings. Wondering what's right, wrong, how to fix shit like that. Caught up in the distraction, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Michael, you have anything?
Yeah. So I don't know if this is a question or not, but this is just kind of an observation that I made for today. But yeah, I was going to work earlier today, and when I was seeing the office, I was just thinking like, oh my God, this feels like total bullshit. And like, I was thinking like, what the hell am I doing here? And I was just so bored at work today that I sent out a mass email to everyone about how I punched a cat in the face just to get attention. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Yeah, you were so fucking bored, right? Because that reality isn't your passion. It's what you call productive. Productive is a pain in the ass. Are you understanding that, right? To produce, that's effort, right? Okay? So your natural, you could be working, you can be going to your job, you can be doing your passion. We're not saying that. Just like the movie The Accountant. That motherfucker loved his job. He was absolutely perfect at it. We're talking about the movie The Accountant, not Tom. Are you following me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but this is not your passion. The business world, but this isn't. So what did you do? You found purpose to get attention because you were empty.
Right. It was kind of funny too, now that I think about it.
Well, yeah, because people wanted to go, why? You punched the cat. Ah, so you punched the cat. So the cat got punched. Cat's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I know we've had several conversations about how I need to start enacting the whole business manifesto idea, and I, I guess for me, like I felt some confusion in that that in the class we always talk about the idea of kind of surrendering, letting go, but to me at times it just feels way too passive.
Well, of course you do, because that's the itch.
In some, because at the same
Well,
time.
Well, hang on real quick. Let's not run over this point. This is an excellent point. Slow the fuck down, okay? See, that's the same thing as what you got to work today. It was so passive there, but you were bored out of your thing, so you told everyone you punched a cat to get attention. Not taking action is the same thing. Here's this manifesto, and I'm so passive about it because you're not productive. Again, produce. Are you following?
Yeah.
And every time you take production on it, you create that as lack, and lack's going to be empty. Lack is the pursuit of lack. You have to be the mastery to be it in the moment.
Right.
What was it? Let me read it again. I read it the other day. Shimbia. This is elevator music passing the time. Should be dun, 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 dun.
But so, Michael, if you're bored at work, what's keeping you there?
Oh, that's an obvious one, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
Not really. Because you keep on talking about it, but it feels like it shifted. First time you actually went, what am I doing here?
well, yeah. I mean, like, I guess I just don't have a clue what I'm going to do after that. I mean,
because you're not used to trusting the unknown, right? Why do you need clues on what's out there? You think Rebecca and Grisa had clues? You think they had clues? Or they just take a chance on life? You think Rose had a clues? Selling her practice, selling her house, going around the world, letting life take care of itself? You'll never know it until you let go. But we can't tell you to let go. Hang on, okay. Hang on. Here it is. If you leave your time to randomness, you are stealing from your greatness. Yeah. Hey, man, listen. If you're here to be great, go get him, Tiger. You'll never be great, though, because you're not worthy of being great. You've already proven to yourself to that because you always put yourself under the guise of a leader. You always put yourself under someone to attain that. So therefore, that cycle continues until you start your own fucking business, which is your potential to be great, but your relationship with that can't be great because it's not in the idea. The manifesto doesn't sit the idea as proven in time. You have to become literally a Steve Jobs, but you ain't got the balls to do it. Because you think Steve Jobs was a fucking edge worker when in that goddamn garage? You think he had a fucking predicated idea on how it was going to work out? He didn't care. See, you care because you're so imaged. You're wondering mom and dad and money and good, and I don't have a clue, so you be mediocrity. Kid, haven't you looked at your life? Hasn't changed. How many years have you been in the business world and you're the same fucking mess? You think it's going to change? Oh, that's right. You have hope. See, that's the truth of you. That's Brent's relationship that he's just seeing. That's the truth of your reality. That's what you love. If you didn't love it, you wouldn't go to work. It's your truth. And we're not talking about the state of the love of condition. We're talking about the state of being love. If you loved your work, you go And since you go to your work, it's not the work that you love. It's the polarization that you love. And you're afraid to be what I taught you tonight. Be fucking authentic and quit your goddamn job despite the details. But you don't want to listen because you can't take that kind of chance. And that's what you need to accept about you. But the gift is, Michael, if you accept that, that's when the change starts to occur. Because you're exploring the intimate parts of you that you're afraid to admit that you are. And when you explore that, you see that the fears of tomorrows and the clues on what to do that don't have to be set in place don't really fucking matter. Because being authentic, vibrationally real to yourself is way beyond having a clue on what you're going to do tomorrow. But you haven't gone there. Until you do, your theory. And we all know what theory is.
But Michael, you started doing it with the podcast. Wasn't that part of the whole manifesto? The enactment of it, and it just because it wasn't making money, that's what it got scary for you? Because it looked like you really were enjoying yourself. I mean, all of us that you interviewed were having loads of fun, and you have to start somewhere. You can't just, you know.
But he looks at things as production of time. He puts effort into something because he has an expectation about it, and it didn't play out. So of course he shifts mode. Look how many jobs, look how many things he's always changed because it's not working out in the space-time continuum that he thinks and expects it should work out, and he's not making his glory days. How many years has it been? How old are you?
28.
Okay, so 10 years in the business world? Legally?
Yeah, something like that, I guess.
Yeah, and you're still a fucking wreck about it. It's not a wreck, though. It's shitty. It's polarity. It's beautiful. It is the state of being of love, but you're not here to be that. You're here to explore that. Everyone is being that. We want you to explore that, to be intimate with your own self. That says, I'm afraid to release myself from the imprisonment of telling people I hit cats in the face because I have fucking no one to love me. Wow. That's what you need to be intimate with.
What Nancy said earlier actually really brings us in. Sorry, Shifter, I just want to say this. That thing that was said yesterday about what she was talking about with a boyfriend. Like, if you let go of the hope that your business is going to be successful and that you've got all of that, you know, tied in there to be that certain way, then it'll come. Or am I interpreting that wrong? I don't know. Something just hit me with that. It's the constant. I think, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. What I wanted to say, Michael, you're doing it. And if you could go back to that Zoom session that we had and realize, just watch it. You're doing it. Acknowledge it. I have it. I've been doing it.
You already have been an edge worker, Michael. You quit your fucking job and you left and you went all the way to New York not knowing. And then you settled back into your routine because you got afraid. That's all. But that's not a bad thing. It's just a shitty life. Again, shitty is polarity. Measure it any way you want to.
Yeah, the big concern for me is that when I left my last job and came to New York, I just felt like I was fucking around doing nothing for like 4 months.
And that was your natural self doing nothing except fucking playing until someone said, that's not, you can't, you're doing this, you need to do that, time to grow up, got to get serious, got to get responsible, and you go, yes, 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 because children are children, which are gods in the playground they have chosen. They're more adults than 99% of the adults on the fucking planet. The adults are childish. Fucking I can't. You think a kid has a playground and he's going to play with his bucket and shovel or swings and someone tells him they can't? They're going to go, why? It's fucking here. And they go, oh, we got to go. It's not time. Or you got to do. And you're buying into that today. That's why you feel that way, Michael. Because you're letting go of what you found truth as a covenant God. Did you? I don't know if you know this, darling. You got here separated, and that's what you love. Brent's idea from what they said. I love separated, and that's all you know is the truth. I'm supposed to be productive. Really? Tell me, humanity. Tell me, you arrogant son of a bitch. Tell me the truth that humanity is here to work and die. That's it? Oh, it's a little bit of fun? Huh? Vacations? Huh? Then that's your truth, my friend. I need you to be intimate with that acceptance. See, you're still debating, and the debate keeps you alive. What you're afraid is to become it. You're afraid to accept that you're a fucking train wreck. You're afraid to accept that you love being lazy. You're afraid to accept that you don't want to go to work. You got to get to know these parts of polarity. You're not here for the details. You're still caught up in a good life. Really? Still trying to make money? Ooh. What the fuck you doing in this class, kid? Get the fuck out there and make some money, for God's sake, and stop fucking around with Ascension if you know it's not your love. Your love is a God when you put it outside of you. That God can be anything you want it to be. It can be a religious group. It can be money. It can be a club. It can be a person. It can be depression. It can be whatever you want it to be because you're a God creating it. But you are always debating. But see, the thing is in the debate, you're not choosing what you're afraid of to know. How long do you want to keep doing it? Remember, it doesn't matter. We'll be here for you. We'll keep you alive in your polarity. Sure we will. We'll give you that meaning. You didn't raise your hand tonight, but you had a vibration of stink. And I knew you stunk. You had a vibration of, I'm not happy with me. Can you show me why? Oh, there you go. But it's not the answer that has a plan or a purpose, so the conscious mind doesn't accept this. The mind that you value more than yourself doesn't accept this idea because it needs programming, program of logic, of outcome, of tangibles and means and edges that deploy in a mannerism of responsibility and perfection and sense and sensibility. Well, okay, you got that. You can have that. That's what you need to be okay with, okay? That's this whole thing. Be fucking okay with what the fuck you are, because you're not. And if you're not choosing, then you got to be okay with the self that doesn't deserve to quit its fucking job. You see? Because you're not okay with that self. That's the self you need to accept. Picking up what I'm laying down?
Yeah. Yeah, this is making more sense.
Always makes sense, but you never do anything about it. But you can. It never goes away. You can still choose the authentic. You haven't missed anything because it's always now, my friend. Always. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Judith, you had something? You have to unmute yourself, babe.
Jennifer. Jim, what was that thing you said when I called you the other day? You said something about something I said in class like forever ago about acting and how I never got anything handed to me or never from my professors or something like that.
That was how many nows ago?
You like quoted it that day, but oh, okay.
I know what you're talking about. I let me let it run around. I don't really remember, but I'll let it.
It's the point I'm trying to make is just I was just at Books A Million. I went in to buy a calligraphy book and walked out with 2 books, one on Audrey Hepburn and one about John Hughes. And I while I was buying them, I was like, I need to read these, and I can see like why was she so popular and why was he such a great director and what did he look for in actors. And then I got home and this thought just popped into my head and said, because you're trying to still become
Yes.
that. And more
Yes.
you are that. And that's the reason I'm so in love with it, is because I am that.
When you go to an interview or a tryout or a what do you call it, casting call, right? Do you pretend to be somebody? Can you tell me the truth? Your hesitation must be speaking the truth about that. Okay, good. So the answer is yes. Very good. So now let's do this. Next time there's a casting call and you go, a commercial, whatever, I dare you, I fucking dare you to be your authentic. You remember the show Family Ties?
I never watched it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
She's too young.
Yeah, they have reruns. Well, anyways, on Family Ties, right? You had the daughters, right? The 2 daughters and, of course, Michael, the son. Well, the older daughter, there was a casting call for a boyfriend, right? And since she was prim and proper and was always so, you know, just a total 80s, you know, got to have the right clothes and the right jeans and the Georgette and the perfect hair and everything. And she was just stuck the fuck up. Perfect. It was a great role she played and she pulled it off perfect. She was so beautiful. So everybody except one person, there was 100 people that one day in a couple of hours, 100-something people all dressed as the same fucking image until the guy that got the part came in. Long hair, scraggly. He got the fucking part because he didn't fit the image. He didn't try to be different either. He had no problem being himself. So he wore not the outfit, not the coat and the turned up collar and the chinos or the Z Cavariccis at the time. He didn't do that. He was as authentic. He went to the thing with his hair down, long, scraggly, a jean jacket, some torn jeans, and read the part. And they gave it to him. Not because of the image, because he was authentic. But you are still trying, like Michael is trying to become good. How can you not be great creating a goddamn world of truth right now, giving yourself the experience equal to that of God every fucking day of your life? Do you guys need any more proof? Or are you validating the separation as proof? Either way, it's the same outcome. You are
But
back.
Judith, it's
Yeah.
what Dave just said. It's your authentic of the way you want to play whatever role or whatever idea is in front of you. And I just remembered what you asked me. The people that were, you know, when you were saying in class once that all these people were getting attention and you weren't, and that your professors never really did pay attention to you. Well, it's because you never needed it, Judith. The people that did were the people that you thought in your mind, well, they're going to be the big stars because they're getting all the attention. You never did it. You never needed to, because that's what they're talking about. That's when you were your authentic. And when I don't need that, I'm not lack. So you're authentic in every moment is being what you are without the need of somebody trying to fill. Anybody that gets that attention all the time, people swooning over them, what kind of vibration do you think they're giving out to get that?
Lack.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right?
I've also realized I hate doing tape auditions,
You hate what?
doing like having to self-tape.
You hate self-tape?
Yeah, like we
What is that?
lots of auditions are I had to tape it myself.
Well, then don't. Do you understand? You're not missing anything if you don't do that, because there's something really cool about creation. It's fucking magic. But you won't let the magic happen. You keep vibrating, I hate, and you do it to get. There's no details here. You're paying attention to the outcome, aren't you?
Yeah.
Someone says you got to tape this. No, I'll do it in person, but I'm not going to tape it. Okay, then you don't get it. Okay, see you later. Bye. And move the fuck on with your life and live it authentic instead of mediocrity.
Go to the roles that you want to do. Do the stuff that you want to do. Don't give in or listen to that here in Hollywood, that whole rhetoric of you've got to, beat the pavement all day long to go and find the right thing. Go to the one that interests you. Go to the ones that you like, that you love. Be picky about them.
The ones that are presented on a silver platter.
Right.
The more and more you let go, I'm telling you, the more and more it comes, but you've never lost control. When you lose control, you get your life back. You get the life of the authentic, because you're not controlling reality for a defined outcome of betterment, because you're not worse. You're great. You're the greatest. I mean, again, we can't make you accept that. We're not interested in letting you accept that or not, because we know you guys aren't in peril. We know that. All you got to do is just know your choices and you're authentic to choose. However you play it, doesn't matter. It's your relationship, your awareness. Your light is so bright, it's incredible. The more you be yourself, the brighter it gets. The more people turn away, the more people are attracted. It doesn't really matter how it plays out in details. Don't look for anything. Fall in love with you, and the only way to know that is be your goddamn truth. Like Roxy did. Get up and clean the fucking table, because it was dirty. You got me? Whatever that is. Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anyone else got anything? We haven't answered any questions this week. We always give this idea of recognition of your shaping the world, okay? You have vibration, these ideas. Is that bright enough? These like little frequency bands. They're radiating off of you all the time, okay? They are. They're every heartbeat. I think Bashar had said one time, every beat of your heart in the 365-degree bubble, you are pulsating your authentic vibration, I think is what he said. But it was authentic. And that is, you don't get noticed if you're mediocrity, Judith. You don't get noticed, Michael, if you hate your job, because everyone hates their fucking job. What they don't hate is their passion. It may look like a job to others, but to them, it's never been a job. See, that's the relationship you guys need to understand. You got to do your authentic. Now, that bubble gets people's attention because it's the connection we're all seeking. It's the emptiness of freedom, the fullness of all that is, that lies in the stillness of the now. Because there's no thought going into it. There's nothing about anything. You are just now. And now is all that is. Be authentic, and you're going to scare the living shit out of yourself. You're going to find worlds that just blow your mind. Hang on, Jim, we got you. You're going to do realities. You're going to experience things. You're going to be scared shitless, Jamie, when you quit your job. Which you already quit. You're getting puffed, but when it's gone, what's going to happen? What's going to happen, Michael, if you quit your job? You're going to be lonely, empty, purposeless. Jamie, you're going to be poor even with the severance package? Huh? Is that what's going to happen? Really? And then you get to feel that, right? That's your truth. And you value that and you say that. But if you live your authentic, it says nothing about fears. It says nothing about time. It says nothing about tomorrow. It says, I am this. And it feels it in vibration. It doesn't claim it in mediocrity words. Jennifer, you want to say something, then Shagupta?
No, I was just, because I didn't know if Shagupta was going to say it. It was spurring Shagupta to say something.
Yes, got it. Good, Shagupta.
Jen and I were talking earlier today, and what came up was this idea of a view, and I kind of mentioned it to Nancy, wider view. What the word that came up was a panoramic view, based
That's
off
a
of
good
Jennifer's 360 degrees, where you're seeing, yeah, I mean, the point of views with a panoramic view is all encompassing. So it is you, whichever God, having these views.
But it's, Shagupta, it's not only that, we were talking about frequency. Our frequencies are panoramic. That's why when they were saying today, if you have like a degree lower that you think polarity-wise that is worse, it's not true.
It's
You
not
have
true.
a panoramic frequency base, which means your potentials are massive. So your view of that is panoramic as well, but it's the frequency that's panoramic, which means it's all encompassing. So like for Michael, the stuff that he doesn't like to go into that, because it's not a negative thing. You're not going lower. Me, when I left last year for 4 months, me being homeless for 4 months was not worse. It helped me to realize stuff about myself I would have never seen before.
But it's not
Rosie,
a bad thing.
that's what I mean. That's why I'm saying that the frequencies are panoramic. They're not frequencies that are polarized. They're all around you. And they're for you to investigate. And the ones that rub up against you the most are the ones that are crying out to be explored. So that's why that word that you used, Shagufta, was brilliant. I think panoramic is a good word for that.
It's a great word. I love that. All of your frequencies have changed because you're living a new reality. I don't have the ability to show you if you didn't choose to join the class where your life would be. It's not a bad place. It's not a negative place. I'll tell you where it's at. It's the same place that you were. That's where it's at. It's the same vibration. It's the same world. Until you choose you, then your world has to stay the same. The classes have shifted. How do you guys keep getting more awesome classes? Because you're shifting. You're letting them. It comes to a point to where you have to be the class. You have to be the choice. You have to be the authentic. Classes continue. Nothing's going to change. Is Judith mooning us? She was just sticking her butt right in our face, wasn't she? Oh my God, just a big old butt in our face. How you doing, buddy? No, I'm kidding. It was quite lovely. So anyways, I know Roxy was thinking about your butt earlier today because you had a thing about your butt. It's not the best butt, but you have a great butt, just to let you know. So anyways, you're welcome. So this authentic choice that you have shown you have changed. But if you are disappointed, then that's the change that took place. To see that you can't be disappointed with all that is, with your truth. If you accept this as not disappointment, disappointing to you, accepting it, but it's not disappointment, it's accepting that it is judged disappointment, then you're going to know that it's not. But until you do that, do you ever think, Michael, they put you in that position and they got this thing filled and they love you there? They love you there. You do an excellent job. Okay. Always know that. Always know what your acceptance. Anyways, tomorrow is Thursday, right? So we're going to speak tomorrow again on vibration, on attraction. We're going to get the ones that we have a collective and we speak differently depending on the vibration. Okay? We're everywhere and nowhere and all these things. So the people, the collective speakers, me, but as this frequency will come back on Monday and explain more ideas about attraction to you tomorrow. And then depending on the position of the class and the frequency and the way it goes, is whether we change with that or not. Not that it needs to change, ever. It never needs to change anymore, guys. I think that's good for tonight, right? Okay. So anyways, be authentic. Take a chance. I think you guys have been saying that, I don't know, for 2 fucking years. When do you get to know thyself unless you're your truth? Michael doesn't want to know himself. He doesn't want to know himself intimately. If he did, he wouldn't be at that job. Brent, the same way. Brent's afraid to move to California because he doesn't look good enough, because all Californians are fucking beautiful. No, they're not, Brent. They're fat, ugly, pillaged, boring, homeless, bald, skinny, rails, drug addicts. You know what they are? They're fucking humans. They're not Californians. But you use that as an excuse because you're not allowed to be authentic. That's all it is. That's what you need to be okay with. That's what you have to accept. There might be more vegans out there. That might be a notice for you. But if you use that as an excuse, then you know your love of yourself, the truth of you. The direct proportion of your reality creation is directly a proportion to your worthiness. If you are worthy of going to California, you would be packing. Gods don't have to put things together. Gods just do.